Alrighty, so welcome aboard, everybody. This is the first of what hopefully will be many U2U meetings, where, as I was just saying before, it's been a real crazy ride. This has been something that's been kind of cooking away since October last year, when the idea of businesses were first released, and I pretty much had an idea for my business straight away, and I went hunting around for where would be a good location. I found Aqua Vista Way, which matches in perfectly with what I'm setting up to do, and I kind of went way deeper there than I thought I would, and then somebody else would buy a property in the area, and I think, well, hang on, I better buy a few more, and then I bought a few more, and then a few more, and through various conversations and things that some other co-ops of setting up to do, it's all come together to influence how this has evolved. I've had conversations with DJ, and from that, that got the brain ticking. I've had a number of conversations with a lot of the members as we were setting up for just MTU, and I started thinking about, well, that's great what we're doing in MTU, but it's kind of, we're almost sold out in the residential area, the RA, and I was kind of thinking, how can we make this, more inclusive, looking ahead to new cities and things like that. And that's when this kind of all came together, and it's been a bit of a mad scramble the last week, I'd say, as we threw ideas backwards and forwards, but here we are. So thanks, everybody. So we'll move on to, let me see.
I've got a question real quick, Ben.
Yep, for sure.
Did you have the numbers? I saw the spreadsheet, but did you have the numbers for how many confirmed members we have in MTU? And I'm assuming that is also going to include the UDU group.
We have, currently there's 41 members. Of those, there's 30 that are fairly well committed to property development. The other 10 or so, a lot of them, funnily enough, are members of other co-ops, but it's always good to have interests here and there. And there's a few people that, I put offers in on their properties, and they're like, well, what are you doing? And I explain what was happening, and they're like, well, I definitely don't want to sell, but I'll hold and see how it happens. There's a lot of people who have prior commitments in other neighborhoods, and, they've committed on, in text to say, well, I'll definitely get around to it when I can. And I'm kind of in that same boat as well. Like, I have to build in Alamo Square, and, obviously I'm going to build in Little Italy and a few places like that. But UDU will be the number one for a while for me. And we kind of don't know how the whole Spark situation's going to be. I don't know how much Spark I'm going to need to get the NFTs minted in the business. And so it's a bit all loosey-goosey.
Because you had some meetings with the devs about the businesses, right?
We have had several meetings, but to be honest, the lack of details that they're putting forward is pretty concerning. Like, I've had 5 pretty critical questions that I need answers for, and it's not just me. There's like the Crypto Jedi, his business is going to be in MTU. Before we can establish him in properties there, we need some answers to some questions. And at the moment, they're just ghosting the answers. I'm not sure if they don't have the answers or what the story is, but hopefully all that will come through pretty soon, and we can move forward from there.
Alrighty, yeah, when are they supposed to launch the business?
Well, I believe it was, originally it was early April, but then it got shifted to late April. But with San Francisco being about to sell out, and I'm positive that once San Francisco sells out, FOMO is going to kick into Manhattan and Brooklyn hardcore, and they'll be gone straight after too. So I'm not sure, to be honest. And those businesses, that was only the Block Explorer shops. And from what I've seen, they're pretty much ready to go. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them get pushed out in the time frame. As for outdoor decor shops, which my business is, and same with the Crypto Jedi, we haven't even received like the design specifications. So it's pretty hard to do anything at the moment. There's all of us who have outdoor decor shops. We're busting at the chops to get going, but there's no point putting any effort in until we know the exact specifics of what we need.
Yeah, they probably pushed it back. Like they have to do the NFT shops because of the integration and the portals.
Yeah, so I'd expect to see businesses in April, and then if there's not a new city released at the same time, soon after. And I don't know, like even when we get the design specifications for the outdoor decor NFTs, we're going to need, 3-4 weeks at least to get them, drawn up and submitted and set up. So realistically, I'm not expecting that till maybe mid-year, but we'll see what happens.
I just wanted to provide a quick update on that timeline. I know April's sort of the time where we're expecting all of these things to be released, but I don't know what happened yet last night. But yesterday, there was a lot of feedback around security. Obviously, there was that whole fiasco of those compromised accounts, and so I don't know if the Upland team is going to shift resources from all of these features to focus on security, but I think that's something to consider as well, right? I don't know if that shifts any of this near-term timeline with businesses and such, but something to keep in mind.
Yeah, well, that's a good point, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who read through all that stuff pretty horrified. And you read some of the stuff that Recourier posted up about how, this kind of sort of happened 8 months ago, and not a great deal has happened since. Yeah, I think everybody's right to be a little bit concerned, and I don't think anybody would be too disappointed if everything was stalled to get the security, tightened up a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was thinking like if the incentives to hack here for the time being are low, because like you see who did it and they get put into jail.
Yeah, I don't think the incentives are there because not many people have the fiat out system. Yeah. But,
exactly.
if DJ's account or my account or anybody's account was hacked, it's the community that's responding to that. It's not the team saying, okay, you lost all your properties, here's some more, or, there's really nothing that can be done with the way it's set up. If your properties are gone, they're gone. And unless the bad actor decides to do the right thing, or like some people apparently snagged some of those hacked properties, and obviously they'll work to get them back to the affected people. But at the end of the day, you could lose the whole lot and there's nothing that you can do about it, which is kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it's also true.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see how we go. All right, has everybody got that up?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so as we know, the UDU, it stands for Upland Development United, and we're aiming to be the premier Upland Metaverse cooperative. That's a pretty bold statement. There are a number of co-ops of varying sizes, and, they're all working away quietly doing what they're going to do. We're just kicking things off and basically kicking it off and run with it and see how it goes. But that's the aim, to be the premier Upland Metaverse cooperative in the game. So we are a business, residential and entertainment property development cooperative for the Upland game. And as we just discussed, we've got about 40 members and growing. All of this is what really kicked off the last couple of weeks. As you know, we were originally set up as MTU, the Midtown Terrace United. Then Venom came on board and he bought up all of Balboa Terrace, and he was going ham buying this and that. And it all just worked out kind of well that the supply in Midtown Terrace started getting really low as more people came on board. However, the option to move into Balboa Terrace presented itself as a new kind of hub. And then through various discussions with people, we decided to set these up as kind of additional nodes. And then we needed a kind of central brand. which we've chosen as Upland Development United. So yeah, that will be the parental brand with our neighbourhood development nodes, our NDNs. The first one, of course, being Midtown Terrace United, and which, as I said, it's pretty much sold out in the residential area. There are a few spots. The business area is still pretty open, but we're hopefully going to get some more people on board very soon, actually. And Balboa Terrace, I've been talking with Venom. That's pretty much ready to go. As with MTU, there will be a fairly heavy barrier to entry. This is not something that everybody can just FOMO into. It will be a conscious decision to make a kind of serious long-term investment. Yeah, we want the right people with the right mindset. We don't want people coming in and then just trying to flip properties and then we have to buy them out. That's just, sure, they'll make some money in the short term, but that's not what we're really looking to do. So yeah, it has been pretty telling when people have sent me DMs, wanting to know about Midtown Terrace. How can I get in? And I say, well, this is the situation and this is the buy-in price. There's usually two types of people. One group of people will say, what the hell, that's a bloody rip-off or whatever. And then there's other people that say, okay, well, I need to work towards saving to get that sorted out. And that kind of tells you where people's heads are at. And one thing to take note of is that all of the funds received from any sales in Midtown Terrace have been put straight back into buying out other properties in Midtown Terrace. And I know that Venom will do exactly the same thing in Balboa Terrace. This is not some kind of giant money-making scheme for Wales, which some people have alluded to. I know I'm about 6 million in the red in setting up Midtown Terrace. And I've basically every single UPEX that I've got has gone straight back into it. Like the other day, there was one member that he wanted to consolidate some of his properties and, I dropped 500K to get him sorted out. So that's pretty much going to be the focus forward while we get established. Everything that is generated through either of the nodes will be pumped straight back into supporting the brand and expanding forward. So each development node is set up to feature one or two different things. So we know that Midland Terrace has a business area and a residential area. The blue here shows all of our combined holdings. The red is where my business will be. We have N36C. He's set up for a potential future business. Same with Alan Kober and Screw. The Crypto Jedi, as I said, he has a business license in hand. He's ready to go, but we need some answers to questions before we can situate him. This big block in the center, we have some potential business partners that will probably take over a large position there. So yeah, the use of neighborhood development nodes in this way under the central UDI brand, it provides for unlimited expansion potential and collaborative partnerships to be developed throughout the Upland Metaverse. As we said, MTU got very close to being sold out. So we set up BTU, and I went through last night and kind of marked where all our combined holdings are. So as you can see, if we get our members committed to property development in that neighborhood as well, it's going to make a pretty big impact. And pretty much once this video all goes live, we're expecting some interest and some new members to start moving into this area.
Isn't the Upland Deer Street in Balboa?
Yes, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Right there, yeah.
Because, I saw some crazy prices there. So
yeah, well,
I don't know what the plans are for those people.
Yeah, it has been a feature where, there are people that watch the sold mint bots and, they're aware of what myself and some of our other members are doing. And, it hasn't been uncommon for us to designate an area to go and mint. And then we have some of the usual faces pop up and kind of join in for that, which is fair enough. those people are looking to flip for profit, and that's not something that we're, really interested in supporting. I have put a lot of offers out in MTU because there was a lot of accounts where you can't find the person in Discord. So I've been putting offers out left, right, and center to try and get a feel of which accounts are dead accounts or not. It's been good actually to get the rejections, because then that those people there, it's a live account, and from those kind of conversations, I have had people reach out and say things like, "Yo, man, why are you sending me such low offers?" And I'm like, that starts a conversation, and next minute we've got another committed member on board who's really looking forward to being a part of something. Now, let's see, let's scroll. So there's no additional costs associated with becoming a UDM member at the moment, other than, obviously you have to be a property owner or working towards becoming a property owner. All members are provided with access to the entire team in our dedicated Discord server, which, as you've probably seen last night, I kind of expanded a bit further. And the way that's set up, it allows for new NDNs to come on board and that sort of thing. And what's this all about? I mean, it's about building relationships with other players, and most of us have spent a fair bit of time with this game, and that most of the game is involved in building those relationships outside of the game, working towards shared goals, whether it be collection swapping or doing deals, property swaps, that sort of thing. That's where the real value in this UDU venture lies, I think. And as part of that, you may have seen that Firebird put together a short questionnaire, and that's to help us get a sense of who might be looking to increase their involvement in the UDU, what skills people bring to the table. There's already been some people who have said, well, actually, I can do this or that. And moving forward, that's going to be a great help. This is a collaborative. We want people to collaborate. We want your input. We want your involvement. Anything that you can offer, it can only help us all grow and prosper. Business partners, as I said, we're 2 approved businesses, myself and the Crypto Jedi. We're actively recruiting additional businesses to create a hub of commercial development. And obviously, any businesses that move in, they're going to get the support of the entire UDU. I've talked about this with some of our potential business partners who are concerned about having, competitive shops, because I've got my business there as outdoor decor. But the way I see it is, if you think of car dealerships, there's often 6 or 7 car dealerships all grouped together because they all benefit from that presence. And you will see coming out that there's some of the other co-ops are doing the exact same thing, especially if the current transportation system slows down, people aren't wanting or won't be wanting to burn up all their cents to visit these different shops. If they can visit 3 or 4 different businesses all in the one spot, it's just going to benefit everybody. And I think there's enough scope within the game that even if it's a direct competitor, it's not really going to be much of an issue. I'd rather work towards supporting each other than trying to, outbid each other or fight against each other or something like that. I've got no interest whatsoever in that sort of stuff. If you're listening to this and you are an approved business owner, or you're thinking about some business ideas and you don't have a home yet, get in touch. We'll have a chat, see what we can come up with. There's plenty of room. There's plenty of room still within the MTU, and obviously we will expand into other NDNs, and there'll be a lot of opportunities there as well.
How will businesses differentiate? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
Yeah. How are you going to differentiate businesses? Like, I don't know, for a shop explorer, like, what's the difference between one and the other?
Yeah, it's pretty hard at this stage because, there's 2 different types of business. There's an internal business, which is the Block Explorer shop, meaning that business really only needs 1 property, and then you visit that property and all of the NFTs, from what I understand, will be displayed within that property. And then there's the outdoor decor, like myself, and that's an external business where all of the NFTs need to be minted on properties, which is why I have such a large foothold. So how they will distinguish themselves, the outdoor decor shops should be pretty obvious from external. Like you should be able to see those as 3D things being built on the properties. With the Block Explorer shops, until they can do customized block explorers, which they're not going to be able to do straight away. I'm not really sure how they're going to do that. It may be that they can somehow do a customized building, or I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see how that goes. And introducing Michelle the llama, our mascot, and that was kind of Screw came up with that. Our artist, he came up with that all on his own, and we threw back some different ideas. And at first I was like, oh really? But no, I kind of like it how Michelle, her head pops up here and there and everywhere. So I think it's pretty cool. And so for our digital media, yep, we're actively developing a UDI website. And the really big one, which we've been getting a lot of questions about, is a web platform that will completely change how players can play and interact with the Upland game. That's Venom's baby, and he can't say much at the moment about that because it's still in negotiations and that sort of thing. But what I can say is that if that comes to fruition, it's going to be absolutely massive. And as a player, like, if that comes through, I'll be doing somersaults nude in the backyard. It's going to be a massive game changer if he can pull it off.
I got to see that, Ben. I hope that happens.
Nobody wants to see that, mate. Not even the bush turkeys. They'll bolt.
You're going to have Thanksgiving over there.
Yeah. So, yeah, podcasting, meetings like this, we're hoping this becomes a regular event. It'll be just, catch up what's going on. I had a conversation with Venom last night where, and we've seen this in the last 2 weeks as the UDI kind of presence has manifested. It's really easy to have lots of great ideas, and it's even easier to lose track of them all. So hopefully if we can set up some regular meetings, we can review what's been done this week. What have we missed out on? What should we be focusing on? And as well as just general chit chat and team building and that sort of thing. We would likely produce this as an ongoing podcast series. I know for myself, anything that becomes available to listen to that's about Upland or, via YouTube or whatever, I just devour it. So I think there's definitely a demand for that sort of stuff there. Our UDU stuff will be pretty niche, I would expect. But, we'll see how we go. I think it's a good idea to just get that kicked off and running, and that will evolve naturally, I think. NFTs, yep, we'll be developing a wide range of NFTs that highlight aspects of UDU, our NDN, our members, and development features and events from the Upland Metaverse. We've kind of seen that already. D lit one, who was one of our other artists, some of the stuff that he was doing looked really cool. He just wasn't able to push it out at the same kind of speed that Screw did. And so we've gone with Screw's art for the main branding, and really looking forward to seeing some of D lit one's work put together as an NFT series. Pardon me. I know personally that MTU design he did, I can't wait to get that on a t-shirt. That's going to look sick. And that kind of, speaking of that, our merchandise, we're going to definitely develop a wide range of UDI merchandise that's going to be available for purchase. I'm a bit of a weirdo when it comes to that stuff. Like if I reach up, that's a shirt from one of my own games that I developed. I'm a bit of a t-shirt fiend myself, so anything that comes available, I'm going to burn my hands getting my credit card out. So as we've set it up, D-Lit one, he's going to be the go-to for the NFTs. So if you have any ideas for NFTs or you're looking to set something up, he's going to be the member to contact there. And our man Screw, he's going to look after the merchandise. So that's kind of given two of our members a fairly big chunk of things to work on from the get-go. And in future, there'll be lots of opportunities like that pop up for our members to get further involved. Yeah, and if you're listening to this and UDU membership or business partnership is something you'd like to explore further, reach out to myself or any of the other members that you see with UDU branding identified, and we'll have a question. We'll have a chat and try and make something happen. Other than that, that's pretty much it. It's been a lot of work in the background, getting this all mentally sorted out and putting it forward. And oh yeah, one last thing. Got to thank our man Screw for all his killer artwork. He had a 2-week deadline, and then it was a 72-hour deadline, and then I think it was a 6-hour deadline, and he just managed to pull off an incredible amount of work in a very short time frame. And I don't know about you, but I think it looks pretty shit hot. So thank you to Screw. Okay. Alrighty. Does anybody need clarification on anything else or any questions?
Not really a question, but just kind of a general comment overall on everything. I can kind of sense that the whole community is getting a bit restless with not having Spark out yet. And I just want to encourage everyone to just be patient because I think that slow organic growth is the best thing overall for this game long-term. And I have a long-term outlook for this. I personally don't plan on even trying to pull any money out of this game for 3 to 5 years. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. So just try to be patient. That's all.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm on about a 5-year timeline. I don't think it's any secret that I was not really keen to get involved with the fiat out system. And I was just talking to Nubex before we got started. I've just been grinding through to try and delist everything. Yeah, and I've had some people reach out in DMs this morning wanting to make deals or often properties for sale, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything just as yet. With San Francisco about to be sold out, it's hold on to your butts time,
I've been keeping a very close eye on Sunset, and it's just ticking up every day, a couple percentage points, and I expect it to continue and increase.
Yeah, did you see? I saw there was somebody not connected to the UDU or that was the big push to sell out Sunset, and they were saying, "Come on, let's raise the floor." And I was like, "Wow, that's cool." Yeah,
I was cheering silently.
Yeah. So no, I think that's going to happen more and more.
I agree. I think if we see the Bitcoin price surge here or all of cryptocurrency surge, I think we're going to see another large influx. And then the 2FA thing, I think they got to figure that out, so people can feel safe.
Yep. Very good. And Venom, welcome aboard, mate. You caught us just right at the end.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, mate. All good.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I looked at the clock and I said, oh man, I realized that I was just coming in here late, but I'll definitely watch back with the recorded part of it. You guys know what I'm about. I'm about the team, and I'm about getting this property and getting this development going. So anything anybody needs from me as far as BTU, MTU, or UDU is concerned, I'm 100% available. I'm on a lot of the time. I'm making this kind of my pet project. So with the development of UP2.land, there's some very, very good stuff coming around the bend. I think we'll have an alpha ready on the local machine by this weekend. Myself and Ben are going to kind of go through it a little bit before I give TeamViewer access to some other key members of the team. But that way we can kind of look at it and see what's going on. And then my hope is sometime next week we'll at least be able to push the beta, and then I'll have team members that want to try the beta sign an NDA, and once they do, then they can go in and try it out, and we can discuss changing of features and whatnot. So very exciting time for us. We're pushing forward on it. Very exciting time, in my opinion, for UDU. And I'm excited. Me and Ben had a good talk last night. Me and DJ are always on together. I'm ready to start minting everything up.
Now you just need to get some sleep, mate.
Yeah, I'll sleep when I'm dead. The money never sleeps, and if I sleep and that money's flying by, there's nobody awake to catch it. You know what I mean? So
yes, I can see why you get along with TD so well. He doesn't sleep much either.
yeah, actually, me and TD have been getting along pretty good. And another thing that we did. Speaking of that, and it's just kind of in the name of UDU that we're doing is I'm working with TD to ensure that all of the verified hacked accounts that recently were hacked get a care package from me, but in the name of UDU. So all of these guys that got hacked, we're going to give them $100 worth of property. And the idea behind it is, and that's not advertised. I mean, that's just for us. I'm not telling anybody about it. But the idea is that we pay it forward. I put myself in their shoes. I have empathy for their situation, and it's just something that I'm doing, like I said, in the name of UDU for the people that got verified hacked, and TD's finding those guys, and we're getting care packages sent out to them.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that before when the concern of security came up, and I was saying that, yeah, it's kind of at the moment it's on the community to come together and sort that out. So I'm sure everybody will really appreciate what you're doing there, and yourself and TD. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys. You know what? Like I said, I'm available at all times for you guys. A DJ, I know I've been kind of off the cuff a little bit, man, but we need to link back up soon and we can get all this stuff going. My schedule is weird. It's different than yours, I think. When I'm on, you're off, and when you're off, I'm on. But definitely, me and DJ were kind of going at it hard in the beginning, and then he had taken a couple days off for some family stuff. So I'm ready to go, man. You let me know. I got epics coming out of my ears, and I'm ready to start putting it everywhere.
Sounds good, brother. Let's rock.
All right, sounds good, bro.
Alrighty, so we all good?
Yep.
All right, so this, as I said, this has been recorded, and we'll try and get that pushed out publicly. Please keep an eye out if anybody reaches out or some interest comes up. Just answer what you can, and we'll go from there.
Can I say something real quick, guys?
Yep, sure.
The three gentlemen that are showing their videos, I'm sitting in a dirty room and I have all kinds of stuff. I'm not ready to show my video yet, but the three gentlemen that are showing their videos, Nubex, DJ Shorts, and Ben, are all good looking guys, man. I mean, I thought, normally you think that somebody behind the internet's just not it's kind of like that internet stigma or whatever. You guys are all good looking. I want to make that a record on the record right there.
You might want to.
You got a face for radio, brother.
You might reconsider when I just said what I'm going to do if you pull off this up squared land site.
Yeah, what's that?
I'll let you find that out for yourself.
Oh, that sounds good. I like that.
All right.
All right, guys.
Cheers everyone.
Yeah.